Alright, welcome to Speaking Warrior Training with SMLONE and Nanyang Zuhi School. Today is exactly on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and with me, Reni, will be your master of ceremony today. I am also very happy to see all the trainees behind the stage. I can see that they are already excited and be ready to give their best performance. And also, I would like to greet all the audience who are joining us and watch all of us through this live on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Let me tell you the purpose of having real stage. We know that it is the beginning for all of the students. This is the first journey for them in a public speaking journey. Through the school, students got the chance to learn public speaking. In the beginning, they won't feel comfortable speaking in front of the public, and through this platform, the school gives them the chance to boost their confidence through public speaking class. They did it very well, and we do believe, like SML1 always said, making you better you. Not only do we wish to have a good skill in delivering speech, but we also need to have a good manners so we can make an impact in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, the speakers are ready to showcase what they have learned in the class. Are you ready? I would like to give you a spirit of far from here and let us meet our two judges today who are experienced in public speaking field and also SML1 trainers. I would like to welcome our first judge, teacher Devina.
Hi, I'm Miss Rainy. Good to see you this today.
I'm good, miss. How are you?
Super good. I can't wait to actually see how they will perform in this real stage.
Yeah, me too. Now, let me thank you, Miss Devina. Let me welcome our second judge is teacher Ricky.
All right, hey guys, hello, thank you very much, MC. Well, for those of you who come here today, thank you very much for giving your time. Can't wait to look forward to hearing all those wonderful speech you have prepared. For those of you who are nervous, scared, or maybe just too excited, just know that we got your back. We got your back. So, all the best and good luck.
Okay, thank you, teacher Ricky. In this moment, we also have to say thanks to all the teachers who have supported all of us from the very beginning. We know that some of us will feel difficult to do speech in the beginning, but our teachers support us, and we also need to thank our parents that support us in our life and providing us with the best education and environment. So through this moment, we also need to thank all the people that always support us, like our parents, teachers, sisters, and brothers, friends, and families. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know all of us cannot wait to watch the performance of our amazing trainees today. So let's just kick start to the real stage after this 60 seconds ahead. Alright, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome to you our first speaker who will deliver a speech about my Apple Watch is a smartwatch. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Darren.
Hi everyone, my name is Darren Max Lewis. Today I am going to talk about my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is a smartwatch. Do you know why I call it a smartwatch? Because it can do so many things. It not just tell you about the time as a watch. It can check about my health example. It can check my heartbeat. It can check about my workout like cycling, swimming, and yoga. It can tell us how many calories we have burned and how many kilometers. Inside the watch, there is so many applications with different uses. If there is someone calling, I can accept it from my watch. I, if you want to know more, maybe you can buy one for yourself. That's all I can talk about my watch. Thank you everyone for listening me. See you next time. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Darren, for your speech. That is a very interesting speech. Now, let me invite our judge who will give their feedback. Please, teacher Ricky.
All right. Hey, Darren. Wow. That's quite an interesting thing. However, I felt like that speech is a very interesting speech because not many people have, smartwatch with them. So having someone to know to just tell us about smartwatch is quite important, I think. Yeah, because it is a new technology, especially since I'm old. So I just wanted to know more, actually, how you feel about the watch, like why you like it and what do you use it for, and most of lots of other things. So if I could give you some input, Darren, maybe on your upcoming speech you could prepare more, so for those of the people who doesn't know what smartwatch or even Apple Watch is, they can definitely understand it better. Yeah, but great job for delivering a speech here, and yeah, see you on your upcoming speech.
All right. Thank you, teacher Ricky, for your feedback. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me invite our second speaker who will deliver a speech about laptop or PC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew. Hi Andrew, are you
Wait.
ready?
Yes, yes.
All right, now the stage is yours.
Many people always think about what should I buy, a PC or a laptop, which is better. Now I'm going to discuss about it, but in a gaming version. First up, price. We know that when laptop came, it's full set. I mean, there's a keyboard, mouse, and then monitor. While if you buy a PC, you only get the tower. The tower that I mean is the place where you put your motherboard, your cooling systems, and many more. And you need to spend more money on your on your keyboard, mouse, and headset maybe. And then yeah, obviously that PC is more expensive than the laptop. And then second stop, year. Well, maybe you might be thinking why I'm talking about year. Well, because when a new version, I mean like a GPU maybe when the new version came out, the laptop won't be able to use it first because they will need to make it more small and compact so they would fit it to the laptop. So if you are a PC or a PC user, you could flex to your friend like several months or years that saying how good is the performance were. And then third stop, electricity span. Well, we don't have to really discuss the electricity span, but and many when if you have a laptop, you 100% could pay the electricity bills, but maybe you are interested in knowing the electricity span. Well, laptop are often more energy efficient than PC for one reason. Then they can run for a long time of battery power. Laptop use an average of 20 to 50 watts, where it's quite a little, especially when you turn on the battery saver mode. While for PC, it requires more energy, like 70 to the 250 watts only for the tower, and maybe additional energy like 20 to 65 watts for the headset, monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and especially if it's the RGB one, which uh, mm, for stop screen size. Maybe it's weird comparing PC screen size and laptop screen size. PC screen had a largest screen of 49-inch, but they usually use 22 to 24 inch. While for laptop, it is just 24-inch, the biggest one, and they usually use 14 to 16-inch. And then best gaming gameplay. Well, now we know that the PC screen will normally 22 to 24-inch for laptop, and for the PC, while for the laptop is 14 to 16-inch. It will give us more experience because maybe in the future there will be 360, and then when you play like PUBG on PC or laptop on PC, you could just see your surrounding without have to move move the screen around. And then if you use a PC, you could add many more additional monitors because they have no energy limit. If you use laptop, you could maybe just add one to two additional monitor, and it will really decrease your laptop battery fast. Yeah, fast. Yeah. In the energy limit, as I said, PC has no energy limit. Once you start playing it, like maybe 12 hours a day or 24 hours, yeah, challenge or shorter, it was still alive. If you use like a laptop, you will have to charge it. Maybe charging while using a laptop isn't the best choice, but in a gaming version, they make the battery which could stay alive more longer, and yeah, could how to say yeah, could stand charging while using it, and but it will still kill the battery. So what about PC? Yeah, it will be fine because there's no battery in it. But maybe if you use too long, it will be overheat and broke it, similar what my cousin had. Yeah. So which is the best? For me, PC is still the best, even though we will have to spend more money. What about you? Thank you for listening. Bye. Okay.
All right, thank you, Andrew, for your presentation. And that is a very informative speech about laptop or PC. And now I want to ask you guys, which one would you choose, laptop or PC? Now let's hear from our judge who will give their feedback. Please welcome teacher Devina.
All right. Hello, Andrew. Well, I guess it's super relief now after everything is finished. Yeah. So one of the thing is I really impressed that you really do your very own research, that you were telling out on how is the power consumed by the laptop or by the PC. You even share out the difference of the size, details, every single thing. To me, that was impressive because when I was in my junior high school, I don't even care about that. And the next thing is you end the speech with a very nice statement. So it's not only just saying that's all from me, thank you, but you are asking back the audience. And you know what? When you were asking that, I was automatically answer it in myself like, oh well, I chose a laptop because so that's it. And that's the thing that we wanted to appear to the audience. And you did it very well. The next thing is, in the future, I know in sometimes you are using your hands like this when you are telling out things, right? That is good. But then there are one or two moments when you are holding hands like this, and then you keep on speaking. So if I can give any suggestion, you might want to try to turn your hand like this. So as if, okay, as if you are thinking and while speaking. So that will bring it, okay, and then you can open your hand, more relaxed. So that will bring another level to the speech. But overall, I love the research. That is a very powerful one because now I know if I'm going to find a laptop or a PC, I'm going to find you to ask more about that. Okay. Anyway, congratulations, Andrew. You did it very well. Well done.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Devina, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about how beauty standards have changed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kalista. Hi Kalista, are you ready?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Now the stage is yours.
Beauty standards are often defined in terms of hairstyle, skin color, and body size. The measures involved in having to live up to these standards are often risky. What is seen as beautiful is centered around a woman's weight and size. Today, that standard is often defined as being thin. Beauty standards are all pervasive in movies, TV, magazines, and advertising, that we take them as given. And lots of us go through the world assuming that beautiful means what our culture says it does: smooth, symmetrical, clean, thin, delicate, and young. But did you know that throughout history and in cultures are over the world, beautiful has meant radically different things. Our culture's current beauty standard is only about 60 or 70 years old. When you realize that the word beautiful has meant hundreds of different things throughout history, it become a whole lot easier to see those standards not as some all powerful truth, but just one more idea of what beauty can be. And when we realize that beauty is a subjective thing, that there are lots and lots of ways to define it, it makes room for us to see beauty is diversity, to realize that there are just as many ways to be beautiful as there are women in the world. In society, we have gotten better at recognizing toxic beauty standards. Women are taking up space they were told for so long that they don't deserve to occupy, and in the process are redefining what an ideal woman look like. Makeup is being used to one desire or and not out of necessity for acceptance. There isn't a self-imposed expectation for women as much as there was. Don't get me wrong, there are still people out there that believe a woman should look and act a certain way. There are people out there still telling that fat people that they don't deserve to live because of their weight. And there is $72 billion industry, aka diet culture, that tell fat people or those who gain weight that they don't deserve to be respected. There are still a lot of women have to jump through to get respected. But do you know we don't have to be skinny to be respected? Just be the way you are. It's uncomfortable and shocking change to many when their words and opinions no longer affect one choice of what beauty is. However, it's necessary change if we are to move at all away from past beauty standards. If we are truly grow as a society towards something better, beauty standards and the question of what is beautiful needs to be left in the past. Everyone has two sides to them. There is one that say you are perfect just the way you are, while the other puts you down and you tell yourself, I have to change, I have to fit in. There is always going to be that side that cares and the one that doesn't. So people look at celebrity and fashion designers and believe that to be accepted, they have to look like them, that when they took drastic measures to change their appearance because they have been influenced by the media idea of beautiful. This feeling mostly happened in women, but in recent years, the gender gap has become smaller. Now, men also feel they need to look good because of the media. When I find myself measuring how well I fit our society beauty ideals, hey everyone, that's it sometimes. I think it's useful to remember how diverse they have been. What they tell me is that there are hundreds or thousands of different ways for women to be beautiful and what society calls the rules at any given moment. I feel a lot of happier when I remind myself that there's no single look that beautiful and that beauty can come in thousand different forms and actually that happiness radiates from the inside and creates true beauty. The concept of beauty has changed a lot over history. What was once the standard has not always been, and it is constantly changing. And that is all because of change in society like art, fashion, technologies, and politics. Beauty standards for women have changed countless times over the years. In actuality, men were held to higher standards of beauty than women. Now, I'm asking, what do you think about beauty standards? For me, beauty standards sometimes make others feel insecure, and insecurities are caused by beauty standards. People are even getting plastic surgery or Photoshop. Standards are negativity effective and make you feel bad if you don't look certain way. So whatever you look like, love yourself and be grateful for what you look like now because you're beautiful just the way you are. And that's the end of my speech. Thank you. Now I hand the control back to the master of MC.
All right, thank you, Kalista. What a beautiful speech from Kalista just now, and I agree with you that you don't have to be skinny to be called pretty, just be the way you are. Now let's hear what the judge will say, and I want to call teacher Ricky. Unmute kan, Sir? Sorry, Sir Ricky, we cannot hear you.
Oops, sorry, my bad. All right, yes. Okay, well, Kalista, I just wanted to say that was a very amazing approach of speech that you got over there. Your very interpretation over something that was, something that people mention every day. It's about beauty. It was very trivial, but the way you developed the speech, it becomes so sophisticated. Not, and that's just what's amazing from your speech. That is that you could deliver the topic in a way that could actually inspire, and that's a great thing. And you also couple those with very smooth delivery. It's a powerful delivery. Your tone of voice, it's really appropriate for this type of speech. along with stronger with some paralinguistic as well. Overall, it was an almost great speech. Just a little bit, if I could add just a little bit of it, I would say maybe just add a little bit of your personal touch in it, as in personal stories about how you overcame your insecurities. And I think those little things is going to make the speech more personable for people, so they could relate in a sense. But that being said, it was good as it is. Keep on being beautiful the way you are, Kalista, and I hope I could see more of your speech in the future. All right, back to you, MC.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Ricky, for your feedback, and thank you, Kalista, for your speech. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about environment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Claire. Hi Claire, are you ready? Make sure you have a proper camera position. All right, good. Thank you. Now, the stage is yours.
As well as their surroundings. A healthy environment is sustainable for a long period of time. It is the source of life for everyone. It directs the life of everyone and determines the proper growth and development. One of the importance of the environment is it provides food, shelter, and air, and fulfills all the human needs, whether big or small. Moreover, the entire life support of humans depends wholly on the environmental factors. In addition, it also helps in maintaining various life cycles on Earth. Environment refers to the natural surroundings and conditions in which we live. Unfortunately, this environment has come under serious threat. This threat is almost entirely due to human activities. These human activities have certainly caused serious damage to the environment. Most, no- most noteworthy, this damage risks the survival of living things on Earth. Therefore, there is an urgent need to save the environment. First of all, planting trees should be given a massive attention. Above all, a tree is a source of oxygen. Unfortunately, due to construction, many trees have been cut down. This certainly reduces the amount of oxygen in the environment. Growing more trees means more oxygen. Hence, growing more trees would mean a better life for humans. Similarly, people must give attention to forest conservation. Forests are vital for the environment. However, deforestation certainly reduces the area of forests around the world. This, the government must launch programs to conserve the forests. The government must make harming forests a criminal offense. Soil conservation is yet another important way of saving the environment. For this, there must be control of landslides, floods, and soil erosion. Furthermore, there should be also afforestation and tree plantation to conserve the soil. Also, terrace farming and using natural fertilizers, or in some more ways. Waste management is a powerful way of protecting the environment. There must be a proper disposal of waste. Most noteworthy, this would help to keep the surroundings healthy. The government must ensure to clean the streets and other polluted land areas. Furthermore, there should be toilets in every house. Also, the government must provide enough public toilets. Pollution is probably the biggest danger to the environment. Smoke, dust, and harmful gases cause the air pollution. These causes of air pollution come from industries and vehicles mostly. Furthermore, chemicals and pesticides cause land and water pollution. First of all, the world climate will remain normal. Harming the environment and causing pollution have caused global warming. Due to this, many humans and animals have died. Hence, saving the environment will reduce global warming. The health of people will improve. Due to pollution and deforestation, the health of many people is poor. Conserving the environment will certainly improve the health of people. Most notably, saving the environment will reduce many diseases. Saving the environment will also certainly protect the animals. The extinction of many species will not take place due to saving the environment. Many endangered species will also increase in population. The water level will rise. Damage to the environment has severely reduced the level of groundwater. Furthermore, there is a scarcity of clean drinking water around the world. Due to this, many people felt ill and died. Um, Saving the environment will certainly avoid such problems. In conclusion, environment is a precious gift on this planet. Our environment is facing a big danger, and saving the environment is a need for the hour. Probably it is the biggest concern to humanity right now. Any delay in this regard could be disastrous. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Claire. What an inspiring speech from Claire about environment. Now let's hear from the judge. Now let me invite teacher Devina.
All right. Hello, Claire. Okay. Yeah, this your insights about the environment give me a sense of awareness again because yeah, well, your speech is definitely bringing an awareness to people like the risk that is happening and why should we keep the environment safe, and that's a very good one, especially when it comes to your opinion about how important is an environment is. That is a very good one. So I believe that you also do your very own research because you also tell about a lot of things about environment and what are the things that are happening right now, how should we keep that. That's very good. And I guess one thing that I want you to try to do more in the future is you can try to put more power in your speech, because if we want to share an awareness about the environment, we need that energy, we need that power to make sure that we can engage well with the audience, so they can also receive our energy in giving them the awareness about the environment. So for the next one, put more energy when you speak, and those feelings will definitely reach the audience. So well done, Claire, for delivering the speech. I hope that you can always keep on giving out your very own opinions in a very good way out there. Thank you for reminding us about the awareness about environment.
All right. Thank you, teacher Devina, for your feedback. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. Alright, 60 seconds is up now. Let me welcome to you the next speaker who will deliver a speech about social media. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Enrico.
Hello, everyone. Good
Hi
morning.
Enrico, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, miss. Thank you.
Okay, the stage is yours.
Can I start now? So, social media basically means any human kind of communication or sharing information on the internet that occurs through the medium of computer, tablet, or mobile. There are numerous websites and apps that make it possible. Social media is now becoming one of the largest means of communications and is gaining popularity rapidly. Social media enables you to share ideas, content, information, and news at a much faster speed. In the last few years, social media has grown tremendously at an unexpectedly fast rate and has now captured millions of users around the world. So, let's talk about social media's impact. So these days and nowadays, we live in a time and age where information is just a button press away. We are swayed by information all around us. We, as millennials, want to know, read, and understand, and then speak our minds about it. That is where social media comes into play. Social media is one of the biggest elements that we live with, and we cannot ignore it. As well as that, social media is a collection of websites, applications, and other platforms that enable us to share or create content and also helps us to participate in social networking. Social media is not limited to blogging and sharing pictures. There are a lot, and what I mean by a lot is a lot of strong tools also that social media can provide. That is because that the impact of social media is very high and is very far reaching. It can make or break images. But social media is a topic of controversy today. Many feel that social media is a boon, but there is majority who feels that it is also a curse. Mostly, people feel that social media has destroyed human interaction with a rapid rate and has modified modern human relationships. But there are others who feel that it is a blessing that has connected us to every part of the world. We can meet our loved ones that are far away, we can spread awareness through it, and we can even send security warnings in some cases. There is a lot that social media can do and can be done with, but it is an unarguable fact that the presence of social media has made our lives more convenient, easier, and much faster in order to do our daily activities, for example. Mm, and from that, let us talk about the positive impacts of social media. So, first of all, social media itself is a very good tool for education, which what we're using it now. It also can create awareness for many social issues in terms of politics and other more. There is a fast transfer of information online and hence the users can stay well informed, like what our parents did these days with social media. It can also be used as a news medium for sure. There are few social benefits as well as like communication with long distance friends and relatives, or even making online friends from an application. It also can provide great employment opportunities online. We agree that are the positive impacts of social network, but like everything else, it also has cons, and that includes social media. So, what are the negative impacts of social media? Well, social media itself, it is a dangerous tool to be honest. It can be dangerous as well. One of it, let's say for students, these days we go online and we do exam online. And by using the advantages of the social media in a negative way, it enables cheating in exams and it drops of grades and performance of students. Also, due to users which are vulnerable to cybercrimes and hacking, identity theft, poison crimes, it produces something called the lack of privacy. So, aside from the positive and negative impacts, we also have to know the importance of social media. So, for example, live lectures. What do I mean by live lectures? Many professors these days are conducting the live video chats on Skype, Twitter, and other places for their lectures, or let's say YouTube or this broadcast website. This makes it easy for students as well as teachers to learn and share while they're just sitting in their homes online, like what we did now. How easy and convenient education can be through the help of social media. The second is it can increase the support. What do I mean by that? Since we have the use of social media at our disposal at any hour of the day, teachers can provide off-hours support and solve queries of students even after class timings. The practice also helps the teacher to understand development of their students more closely and easily by the help of this technology and social media. The third is it can make our job, our daily activity is much easier, as I said in my previous sentence. Many educators feel that the use of social media makes the work easier for them and students, including the teachers and all staff. It also helps the teachers to expand and explore their own possibilities, skills, and knowledge through this social media. And the fourth is it can make pupils more disciplined. The classes conducted on social media platforms are most and more disciplined and structured as we know that everyone is watching. And also, social media can help the students to nourish their knowledge with a lot of teaching aids available online. Students can watch videos, see images, check out reviews, and instantly clear their doubt while watching the live processes happening. Not only students, actually, even teachers can make their lectures more interesting by using these type of tools and kind of tools and teaching aids. Aside from all that, let's go back to student. Students can enhance their knowledge by reading blogs, articles, and write up by their own teachers, professors, and thinkers, which can buff up and boost up their knowledge and experience of intelligence for students. This way is a very good content that can reach wide audience. So for all that, in conclusion, we have millions of users around the world that actually uses social media day-to-day basis. And there's a mixed bag of reactions regarding it. What I mean by it is the social media itself. It does have a lot of importance and advantages, but for some individuals or some groups and some person, it also brings hazards as well. So that is all for my speech about social media. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, Enrico, for your speech. And we can learn from the speech that we need to balance the using of social media so we can take the positive impacts and avoid the negative ones. Now, let's hear from our judges, teacher Ricky.
Oops. All right, Enrico. Wow. I mean, to be honest, I just want to say that you sound exactly like how I envision when I hear your name. It was you sound so classy, so to the point, and the speech themselves, I can't really comment much. I mean, it was very great. All of the speech was very well structured. There were a pros and a cons of each the social medias, which shows that the speech is very well thought, and you also gave an example for each one of them. So I would say, in terms of speech content wise, it is quite a good one. So you know what, man, keep it up. And it was a persuasive speech, yeah. So it would definitely rely most on the information that you provided. So yeah, great job on providing the content that would be appropriate for people, or especially in this era. And if there's just a little bit I want to input, now you have the voice already. The voice was there, it was audible. There's an intonation, the ups and downs was on spot, the structure was great. I think the next challenge that would be appropriate for you was to incorporate some body movements every now and then. Just do some hand gestures, hand body movements. Obviously, I cannot see your expression because of mask, but that's okay. But try to incorporate some paralinguistic, because that's what I didn't see just now. Now, those little things, it might increase your speech quality to another level. But still, you know what? Keep being you. Great job, man. I'll give the control back to Moss. MC.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Ricky, for your feedback, and thank you, Enrico, for your speech. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up now. Let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about animal. I'm sorry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Giselle. Hi, Giselle. Are you ready?
Yeah, quite nervous.
Okay, be ready. Keep calm. All right, now the stage is yours.
All right. Why is better to adopt a pet from a shelter? Because you will save life by adopting one pet from a shelter. All animals at the shelters are in need a second chance. They have been lost, given up, or maybe abandoned by some people. They are all unwanted and helpless. Given up, okay. Uh, you are giving them a new life in a loving home. Other than saving a life, you also help break the cycle of pet overpopulation. There are not enough homes for all the animals that are born every year. Adopting from a shelter help weaken up the pet overpopulation cycle. Each year, 8 to 12 million dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens are euthanized because there are simply not enough home for them. Throughout the country, thousands of commercial pet breeding facilities and backyard breeders produce millions of animals for sale in pet stores through newspapers and ads. Often known as puppies and kittens mall, these facilities repeatedly impregnate female dogs that spend their entire life in cages without human companionship. These unfortunate animals are often in intolerable environments, forced to produce litter upon litters, and are destroyed after they become unprofitable assets. Adopting a shelter animals means you don't support such cruel practice. All animals that come from the shelters are admitted by experienced staff. They are given vaccination upon arrival and go through a behavior screening process. They have several vet partners that come to their shelters weekly and are there to assist them with healthcare issue and concern. If someone asks me, I want to adopt a pet, uh, but should I adopt the adult one or the younger one? Well, personally, I don't have a pet, so I don't know which one. But maybe I'll suggest them to adopt the adult one because my cousins does adopt a pet and they all adopt the older one. So I'll suggest them the adult pet because they often already like house trained and some can even sit or stay. You won't have to deal with the puppy phase or kitten phase, which means less of the youthful energy such as biting, chewing, clawing, and more. You will be able to see the personality of the adult animal and won't have to wait to see what you get. Here's the difference between a pet shop and shelters. Pet stores' goal is to make the money. Animal shelters' goal to make is to save life and prevent suffering. Shelters take in unwanted strays or abandoned animals and provide them with very good carrying food, water, and shelters and find them living homes. But are shelters animals healthy? Because some of the shelters are dirty and stuff. But based on what I researched, shelters pets aren't really healthy. In fact, shelter pets can be quite healthy. In addition, many shelters pets are sprayed and nutried, and some even come with a located microchip, which is very dangerous. Okay, but does pets improve our life other than I just want to buy the pet and then I just leave it there so become like a decoration for home so it will the home will not so quiet and stuff. Actually, does improve our life, especially dogs and cats can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, ease loneliness, encourage exercise and playfulness, and even improve our cardio health. So for the one who want to lose their weight, you can maybe get a pet and exercise with them. Caring for an animal can help children grow up more secure and active. They also give them learn about responsibility and stuff. Pets also provide valuable companionship for older adults, like maybe helping them crossing the zebra cross or anything else. And then, according to research, having a pet help you handle stressful situation with greater ease. Stroking your pets can actually help you lower your blood pressure, and playing with them release feel good chemicals in your brains. Uh, if I have a chance to adopt a pet, I will adopt a dog or maybe a cat. Personally, I am actually a dog person, but since I saw through a lot of cats in the social media, so I feel like I wanted to adopt a cat. But actually, dogs are the best because unlike people, they love you unconditionally. Owning a dog can help kids learn about responsibility and empathy, as what I say. They love to snuggle and they are the best at it. Dogs always seems to know what you're feeling. Like maybe when you feel down, they will help you cheer up, or maybe when you're feeling sad, or maybe when you want to hurt yourself, they will protect you and do anything nice to make you feel better. They also maybe will share their favorite toy with you so we can be happy again. Well, cats is also great and are ideal companions for people who work full time and or who live in an apartment. They are less expensive to keep and require less maintenance than dogs. Overall, cats are wonderful pets and will provide a lifetime of love and affection, just like dogs. I think that's the end of my speech. Thank you for listening. I'll hand back the job to the master of ceremony. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Giselle, about your speech. It's very informative. And Now let's hear from the judge, please, Teacher Devina.
Oh, hello, Giselle. Well, it's a nice speech listening to you. You know what? The very first thing is when you appear on the screen, I can see that you already smiling, and that's the very first thing that I notice about you. Because I haven't even listened to your speech yet, but I guess that you are a very loving person. And apparently, that yes, your speech prove it. You were talking about that how we should yeah how do you prefer asking or yeah or letting the awareness out loud that we should be adopting animals from the shelter. And not only that, you also share about the information you have, and also share about how your cousins are also adopted a pet, and the details. Those are the things that I might not be able to find in an article, but then you were there collecting all of your resource, you doing your research, and then sharing it to us. And I guess this is a very interesting speech, because not many I'm telling you that a lot of people talking about saving animals, but none of them do that thorough research like you, like what you are doing right now. So that is very nice. And not only that, you also show your compassion about the animals, especially those which is in shelter. By yeah, that face of yours is one of your power. Your expression shows your compassion to the animals, and that's a very nice thing. And my one thing that I might want you to add more. Well, yeah, I know that you don't have a pet, right? But you share about your cousins adopting a pet, and if you are telling more about it, like how they train their pet, how their adoption process, that will be nicer, and that will let people know more about how to do the adoption in the shelter. But after all, the speech is nice. The expression is also nice. You show the compassion from you to the audience. Well done, Giselle.
All right, thank you, Teacher Devina, for your feedback, and thank you, Giselle, for your speech. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome the next speaker who will deliver a speech about myself and my future plans. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hanjo.
Yeah.
Hello, are you ready?
Hi, Victor. Yes, I'm ready.
So make sure you have a proper camera position so we can see your face clearly. All right, thank you. So now the stage is yours.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about myself. So, my name is Hanju Runako, and I am 13 years old. I am basically from Indonesia, North Sumatra, and I live with my parents, brothers, and grandparents. I school in Nanyang a modern Indonesia school. I love going to school every day and respect my teachers and my seniors. And I love my juniors. I am quite friendly at school. I love doing sports, and one of my favorite sport is badminton. Why I love this sport is because the way people play this sports are amazing. They run backwards, jump, trying to hit the ball with the racket, so the opponent don't score in the round. And I just love those things. No. Nowadays, we can't go to school and groups the sport class. When we study offline, we can meet our friends and have some fun. But sadly, now we have to learn on quite hard for me because sometimes we have connection problem or we just lost our connection, and that is hard. Teacher will sometimes do extra jobs like when we have problem, and it is harder to learn online, and it is not very efficient to learn online for me. But so far, I do great in this online learning, and also I do great in this online exam. My second favorite is reading books. Do you know that reading books help you fall asleep? Future plan is to being a doctor. I bet, but in case you don't know, future planning is creating a guide for a person to lead a good as independently as possible. The plan should include information about all aspects of a person's life, including daily routines, needs, supports, and living arrangement. My goal and future are critically important to me. Goal is the most important because it affects where kind of high school I can go to. Then before college, but after high school, I need to get a scholarship. Also important. During high school one, I am aiming on getting good grades, complete high school, and move on to college. But just before I start college, I would like to get a part-time job and get prepared for college. Then after I get through preparing for college, I would like to move to college. Although college, I would like to make good grades. I would also like to stay focused and not forget that I'm still in school. I would also like to go to a good college, whether a doctor or a designer yet. I would still like to keep my part-time job and save my money. Lastly, I would like to complete college with good grades. Then, after college, I would like to keep myself stable. I would also like to go and live, and I would also like to be able to keep some of my friends from high school, college. I would like to be very successful and not mess around and screw up my life. Oh, why I wanted to be a doctor?
Alright, maybe Hanjio have some trouble in the connection. Now, let's hear from our judge who will give their feedback. Please welcome Teacher Ricky.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Hanjo, in case you'll be watching about this in the future, well, he's gone. But in case you're watching this, just want to say the story that you present is very nice. You give us lots of insight about yourself. We get to know about you so much better after watching this. And listening to it, I mean, it's quite interesting. There are lots of things that you wanted to share about your future, and I think was all right. Hello there, Hanjo. Yeah, do you
Hey,
want to continue from where you left off just now? You're still talking
I
about the
think I'm done.
pathway. Huh?
Yeah, I'm done. So,
Okay, okay. All right. Well, that being said, you share lots of stories about yourself, Ned, and I think that's quite interesting. People get to know more about you. But again, this is about speech. Yeah. It is different from reading where people can rephrase to what you have said or written in reading, but in spoken, people only hear it once. So I would suggest when you're telling a speech about something that requires like lots of informations, just as, such as this, you're giving an information about yourself. I would say have a better structure. For example, maybe you could go from past, present, future kind of thing, rather than talking about future and then present again and then past, or sometimes so you could say, all right, in the past I like doing this, I like doing this, I wanted to be this, but now in the present I wanted this, right? And I like doing this. And then you could say, all right, so in the end of the day, after all that, in the future, I hope I could be this. And so there's a overall progression, there's an overall structure. People could see the progress and the change that you've made throughout. But still, Hanjo, great job. Congratulations. And really, all the best for your wonderful future ahead of you. Back to you, MC.
All right, thank you, Teacher Ricky, and thank you, Hanjio, for your speech. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about my future plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harlin.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Harlin.
Have you
Harlin,
ever
are you
thought?
ready?
What? Oh, okay. Have
Now
you
the
ever
stage is
thought about your
yours.
future plan? Well, first of all, do you know what's a future plan? Well, future plan is what you will do in the future. Is future plan important? Yes, future plans are important because picturing your goal can help motivate you and also keep you focused. And one of the way for you to make a future plan is to make a list of the things you want to accomplish. Now back to the question. Yes, I have actually thought about my future plan. And but not always, just sometimes. And not as often as someone who are very well prepared about what they're gonna do about their future in a very detailed way. But I guess because I make my future plan as the title of my speech, so it's the concept of me thinking about my future plan, right? And some of the reasons why I don't think about my future plan that often are because that I'm still a junior high school student, not yet a working adult, who are working at some stores, shop, restaurant, cafe, company, or even making their own business, and also many more. and which means that I still have some more years to go until I become an adult who is working. And it is also because that I know this is a time where you can relax without worrying about a lot of things, because I know that in the future it will be not as relaxing as this time, because you need to worry about a lot of things. For example, your bills, your rent, your food, your job, and many more. And let's say I'm still a student, not yet a working adult, so I should just focus on my studies. Focus on my school and doing my homework and anything related to my education. Because having good education can give a good impact in both me and also my future plans. And it is also because I'm an indecisive person, which means that I have trouble or difficulty in choosing between something, which is probably not a good habit of mine. And for example, this time I would want this job as my future occupation. But as I get older, I will change to another one as my future occupation. And the reason why I have sometimes thought about my future plans is because that I want to be at least prepared, although I am not very well prepared, but let's say I want to be at least prepared. And I also tend to get nervous and also worried easily, and that is the reason why I want to be at least prepared. And there's actually a lot of jobs that I have thought about. For example, being an architect, designer, and also a chef, baker, photographer, businesswoman, and writer, and also a lot more. But there's actually four types of job that I have actually can reconsider it to be my future occupation, which is being a chef, baker, and also photographer, and also a businesswoman. If I want to be a chef or a baker, I would go apply at the culinary arts school where I can learn more skills, and also in my free time, I would probably do some part-time job. And after I graduated, I would work for another people for a while and use those money to build a small bakery if I want to be a baker, and build a small restaurant or cafe if I want to be a chef, and also own a house and live happily. If I want to be a photographer, I would go apply the school where they teach us how to be a photographer. And also, I would like to learn more about being a photographer, and also would like to take a picture of a lot of stuff. For example, beautiful sceneries, delicious looking food, cute looking animals, and also probably even humans, and sell the pictures. And I would probably do some part time and also use those money to probably build a small gallery where people can enjoy looking at the pictures, and also own a house and live happily. If I want to be a businesswoman, I would go learn business management, and also so I can learn how to manage my business. And also I would sell stuff online, do a part-time job, and do use those money to build a small shop so I can sell my stuff there. And will also own a house and live happily also. And regarding romance, I will probably not experience marriage until on my late 20s, because I'm probably the type of person who would prefer job over romance. How about you? Do you prefer romance over job or job over romance? And actually, my most important thing on my future plan is just to live happily, peacefully, and also comfortably with all my family. Here's a fun fact. If you want to achieve your dream, and also if you want to get rich, actually future planning is also necessary. And there's actually, if my ideal workplace is probably where they have a high wage, and also a good environment, and also a high pension income. And thank you for listening, and I appreciate your attention.
All right. Thank you, Harlan. What a great future plan. Now let's hear from our judges. Please welcome teacher Devina.
All right. Harleen, this is so amazing. I can get to listen to you more about yourself, about what do you want to be in the future, and I really admire you. You know why? The very first thing is you have a very big vision. Like, you know what do you want to do, and what are you going to do after you are reaching that goals, and what are you going to do if you want to reach the goals. That is very important when you want to reach a goal. Not many high school students, especially you are still in junior high school, not many junior high school students can think that far. And to me, you have a very big vision. And the next thing is you plan very well. So no matter what your choice is, I always believe that you will be able to plan it well. That's the nice thing. So throughout the speech, you are actually bringing up to the audience that, hey guys, you know what? In order to achieve the very first step we have to do is to do the planning, and that you are sounding that out very very well, and that is super nice. And one more thing, I was actually thrilled when I was listening to you when you were asking, so which one do you prefer, romance over love? Sorry, romance over job or job over romance? That's a very intriguing question, but that also attracts the audience attention. The last thing is, yes, I actually really hope that you are going to tell that what do you want to be at the very, very last. And apparently it's simple, but it's super meaningful. To live comfortably with your family. And at the end of your speech, if you can add something that could also encourage the audience to also always remember their family, remember where they belong, remember where do they come from. That will be a very, very impressive speech, because you are not only just talking about you, but you are also spreading awareness to a lot of people that family is very important as your future plan. Well done, Harleen. Welcome to the second level.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Devina, for your feedback, and thank you, Harleen, for your speech. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up now. Let me welcome the next speaker who will deliver a speech about environment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jolene. Hi, Jolene, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Now the stage is yours.
Today, I'm here to talk about environment. The environment plays a pivotal role in the existence and development of all living things on Earth, and above all, in the daily life of mankind. For the quality of life that people lead, the condition of the environment is very significant. Environmental abuse has recently been a hot topic for discussion. The most important factors causing harmful environment effects are various human activities and the high growth of population groups. Let's explore some of the destructive activities of mankind. Humans have always cut down trees and make way for agriculture, wood, and use of plants. There are a few great forests left, namely the Amazon and the large forests of Indonesia. These are threatened by people who exploit them for logging or to clear them for palm oil production, which is a high value worldwide. The international community should assist Brazil and Indonesia to save these precious resources from deforestation. Humanity is fouling the atmosphere with greenhouse gases such as CO2 and other harmful industrial and, fossil, and fossil fuel emissions. Global warming is caused by hydrofluorocarbons and CFCs from refrigeration found in air conditioners, plastic waste, which causes sea life like dolphins to die from stomach problems, pollutes the ocean. What are the imminent dangers? According to the official NASA website, stage-1 CO2 emissions are greater than the previous 400,000 years. The Earth has heated up by 0.8 degrees since 1880, with other harmful emissions such as greenhouse gases released by coal and natural gas and HFCs. Some scientists believe that by the end of the century, the Earth may warm up by an incredible 6 degrees, according to Business Insider and NASA. Under the Paris Accord, nations have promised to keep global warming down to 1.5%. The most recent warming on record has been in the last 20 years. For life on Earth, what does this mean? To say the least, the outlook is gloomy unless their attitudes change. The best way to protect and save the environment is to make people aware of the fact that what the environment provides us with and the impact on us that will be caused by the environmental degradation. The warming of the earth by human activities is a major cause of concern. If nothing is done, illness, hunger, and flooding will be a major problem in this century as the earth gets hotter, ice melts, and water levels rise. Large chunks of agricultural land will be flooded. We can actively participate in the campaign to save the earth when all human beings learn the importance of the environment. Here's how all of us can bring our own share of change. Most of the houses have packet mail, so when you cut the packet, do it from the top without cutting any piece. The short triangle piece from milk packets is microplastic that can be recycled and often dumped into oceans. When consumed by fishes or sea animals, it can also result in death. The second thing you do is stop bringing chapatis in foil. Instead, bring it in a cotton cloth. This will not only reduce the use of foil, but also save your money spent on aluminum foil. Similarly, instead of using wasted plastic straws, you can bring your own straws made of aluminum and still material that is reusable. Other small things that can bring an impact are using wooden toothbrushes and hairbrushes, avoiding the use of plastic bottles and lunch boxes, proper disposal of wrappers, switching off fans and lights before leaving the room. These small efforts from us can leave a bigger impact on saving the environment. Other than these, we can always plant more trees in parks, footpaths, and even near the school buildings. Avoiding the use of plastic bags, try to carpool, encouraging recyclable fashion, and much worse. Earth is our home, and for the last few years, it has been suffering from various calamities and climate issues. Before it's too late or even runs out of time, we must try to bring these changes in ourselves and also inform our families about it. Let's unite and bring back the balance of our Mother Earth needs.
All right, thank you, Jolene, for your speech. There's a very informative speech about environment. Now let's hear from our judges. Please welcome teacher Ricky.
All right, Julian. Now that's quite a nice one you're delivering over there. The speech was quite truly quite a controversial, and I think a lot of people need to talk about nature. Yeah, I mean, considering every day we hear news about global warming and that the environment's getting worse. So you delivering that speech is just right on time. So great job. And I could see from the way it was being structured, it was very well structured. There's a what is happening. There's also, you tell us how serious it is and how and what we could do to prevent it from getting worse. So overall, in terms of structure and the very research that you've put into the speech, it was a very great one. Now, just a little bit of input from me. I wish that sometimes, especially in informative speech, kind of thing, it would be very good if you could deliver in a way that so people might need some time to accept information. So in a way, I would need you to speak just a little bit slower sometimes, because sometimes you could speak a bit quicker, as if you are reading the whole thing. So just be aware of the very pacing and the speed of your speaking, and that would obviously make people being able to listen to your speech more and understand the speech better, right? Because it's very well prepared. I felt like it was such a shame if people doesn't get to hear about this more. But overall, great job, Jolene, and looking forward to hear more from your speech again.
All right, thank you, teacher Ricky, for your feedback. Now, let's have 1 minute of silence for our teacher who will evaluate their, who will, I'm sorry. Let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. All right, 60 seconds is up. Now let me welcome to you our next speaker who will deliver a speech about fear. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to you Jordan. Hi Jordan, are you
So,
ready?
hi teacher, I'm ready.
All right, now the stage is yours.
So, everyone has experienced fear before, especially when they are in certain danger and sometimes when they hallucinate too much. Fear is a totally natural human reaction to danger and is caused by the part of the brain called the amygdala. It also it also controls whether you want to fight or flight. The fight or flight sense is really natural, and some people who are brave, they choose to fight instead of run away or flight. And most of the times, people like me would run away, also known as flight again. Now, a lot of people have trouble conquering fear, as fear is very hard to get over because fear is, is a natural reaction that cannot be rid of easily. The causes of fear are usually because the person thinks he or she is in danger, and once they do that, the brain reacts and tells them to either run or to fight the cause of the fear. Sometimes it might be caused because the person is extremely irrational. It might be caused because some people are really irrational and they might also they might just get scared over some small reason. Because of this, people have their own way of conquering their fear. This is called a coping mechanism. A coping mechanism is a way for a person to conquer the fear and not be scared. The opposite of fear is brave. And sometimes people need to be brave in doing stuff, especially me speaking in this StreamYard right now. In Google, fear is the word we use to describe our emotional reaction to something that seems dangerous. But the word fear is used in another way too, to name something a person often feels scared of. People fear things or situations that make them feel unsafe or unsure. Be- So, to overcome fear, you need to be sure of the cause and try to comfort yourself in your own way. Some people sing, dance, or think about what could they do to escape this feeling of dread, while some people just give up and get into it and sometimes get into anxiety. When people are anxious, it causes them to do crazy stuff like stutter or run off, or they just get mad at a random person. Sometimes in movies, fear is also implemented in horror movies because they need the vibes to be scary. They do that by using music or jump scares, like such as shocks from movies, like when the this monster pops out of nowhere, and music with a slow beat and mostly played with A minor scares the person and injects fear into their mind. I personally counter fear by thinking what will be happening after this thing, and like now, I think of my delicious lunch waiting for me downstairs. I hope this can comfort me, and I think you guys could do that too. My experiences in fear have a lot. I have a lot of experience in fear. One of them is being in public speaking class for the first time, as I was really nervous, and the others were when I met new people for the first time or meeting bugs. They make me scared and shy, and I usually run off when I see cockroaches. Watching horror movies aren't my favorite thing because it scares me, and I do not like fear. So, about me, I do not like fear, and most people also do not like fear. But I do hope that people have their own ways to conquer their fear, especially those who are introverts like me. Might be. And so, in conclusion, fear is a natural human reaction to danger that is completely natural, and it's okay to embrace sometimes, but not too much, especially in real life. And I hope that's all. And I hope you guys can find my speech useful. Thank you. Hand it over back to the Moss.
All right, thank you, Jordan, for your speech. Now let's hear from the judges who will give their feedback. Please welcome Teacher Devina.
All right, Jordan. Not only finding your speech useful, I also found a how do I call that? A friend of mine who are also afraid of cockroach. And also, yeah, well, but I hope that you don't run away when you see me because I think this is the first time we met, right? Okay, so the very first is you speak in a very loud and clear manner, and that is very nice. The second is you also share a lot of information about how does fear come from and what does the type of fear and how does amygdala give effects to other person, either it fight or fright. That's a very good one. So that means you already prepared and you do your very own research. The next thing is I also like on how you share your very own experience, like because I was actually wondering like what kind of fear have you been experiencing when you were saying that fright like me, and then I was actually wondering, and then you share that in the middle of your speech, which is very good because by sharing that I also get the bond. I can engage very well and I can relate very well on the speech. Oh, okay, when it's the first time of public speaking, you are having fear and when you meet new people, but then I guess along the time you get to be more confident already because getting into the live streaming and doing all smoothly from the beginning until the end is not easy for everyone, but you did it. So that's a very well done. And one thing that I might want you to add up more is like how are we able to conquer our fear? So you can actually giving some tips and tricks on how you actually conquer that. Like let's say you are seeing cockroach and how do you do that? It can be in a form of humor or it can be in a form of information. So both can be mixed in a speech. And the very last thing is I also want to adjust a little bit on the title because you are sharing a very good speeches about fear and its details. But then when the MC is calling out, you will be talking about fear. So we don't really have um that's that flash of spirit. What is he going to talk about? So maybe you can try to fancy, yeah, make your title more fancy, like getting out of fear or what is fear about. So you can make it more fancy to make the audience feel more curious about the speech. But overall, that's a very nice speech, and you now have a friend who are also afraid of cockroach as well. Okay, thank you so much, Jordan. Welcome to the second level.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Devina, for your feedback, and thank you, Jordan, for your speech. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. Seconds is up now. Let me welcome to you our last speaker today who will deliver a speech about more about myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lenny. Hi, Lenny.
Good afternoon.
Are you ready?
Hi, teacher. Yeah, nervous lah. Okay.
All right, the
Good
stage.
afternoon, teachers and fellow friends. My name is Lani Mulahindro Tanajo, and as you may have already known, I also go by Lan. Today, I will be sharing about some things that I love doing. I am pretty sure you have all heard of the word aesthetic before, but aesthete. So, an aesthete is simply a person who has a special love and appreciation towards art and beauty, and I consider myself to be an aesthete myself. Above all, my all time favorite is music. My everyday life always has something to do with music. Music to me is such a great way to decompress from my daily workload. Not only do I enjoy listening to music, but I also play it. I got my first piano when I was 7, and now that I am 13 years old, that means I have been playing piano for 6 years. I often see people struggling to read musical notes, but contrarily, I find it challenging yet fun. Before I start playing, I usually warm my fingers up by doing the scales like Hanan, arpeggio, and chromatic scales. This might sound Greek to all some, but they are basically a pattern of piano keys hit consecutively, each with its own purpose. Hanan scale helps to strengthen our hand by individually working on each other fingers separately. Um, arpeggio scale is to help us develop our muscle memory, while chromatic scale is to embellish the tones of the minor and major scales. But Hanan scale is my favorite since it is the easiest among them all. The other forms of art that piqued my self-interest are drawing and coloring. Coincidentally, that is also what we currently learning on our art class. I often utilize my free time to draw. My favorite drawing objects are dragons, landscapes, and sometimes lips. I can draw both on paper and digitally, but I kind of still struggle quite a bit when doing it digitally. The app I usually use is Ibis Paint. They have tons of brushes to choose from, along with other useful features. I can clearly recall that before this pandemic, we often had dancing events. In 2017, it was held in Puttaparthi, India. My friends Jocelyn and Livia and I got a chance to perform on the Venerable Sri Satya Sai Baba temple. We would be practicing days and days prior so that we can perform our best. At that time, we were still in fourth grade and we stayed in dorm, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. Now I will talk more about my family. I have lost my dad since 2018. You all may ask why and how did he die. So he passed away due to something is stuck in his throat. Well, at first my father's friend is the one who accompanied him in the hospital. So at that time when he's eating his chicken skin satay, the satay got stuck in his throat, and that is what made my father choke. And when he's choking, my father's friend directly went to call the nurse. When and then my father's couldn't even breathe, and then yeah, you know what happens. At that time, I was still sleeping at home with my mom, and on 5 a.m., my father's friend called my mom to the hospital to come visit him. And as I remember, my dad died on 5:30 a.m. With the fact that at the time I was sleeping, I dreamed of my father was already healthy, waiting for me to come to him at the corridor. And then after my mom knew that my dad passed away, she directly called me with David, my brother, to come to the hospital. And then yeah, it turns into the opposite. Why not alive? But you guys know. So I want to tell to you guys that please love your family without any hesitation. Don't take it for granted. Now I will talk more about things which can make me more relaxed. Um, wait. Now I will talk more about my siblings. I have a twin brother and four other siblings. Most of my friends didn't know that I actually have two elder sisters and three brothers. I have twin his David in the next class. It is very unexpected, obviously, since we don't look identical at all. The other two of my brothers passed away due to miscarriage, but I still have two more elder sisters. They are much older than I am. They're in Jakarta. And fun fact, I wasn't born in Jakarta, Medan, but instead I was born in Jakarta. And I have been living there my whole life until I moved here in 2013. That is why the reason I can speak Hokkien and Mandarin. You all may ask why did I even bother moving to Medan? Well, long story short, it is because back then my brother, David, has some trouble with his diet. He never ate any rice at all. All he wanted was just bread and bread all day long. When my mom was the lookout for other school, she found Nanyang, and they assured us that they can help us out. So she decided to give it a shot. And yes, David is doing really well right now. I have been studying at Nanyang since 2013. To be extremely blunt, at first I absolutely detested at Nanyang's regulations because of how complicated it is. But like any other human beings, I found a way to cope with it, and now I'm used to it. But to be fair, studying in Nanyang has been extremely fun and engaging before this pandemic. Whenever it is science lesson, we used to make experiments and watch movie together along with other students in the class. But now, after the pandemic hit, everything has to be done online, including studying. I personally find it to be quite challenging to study online because we'll have to deal with poor internet connections, making it hard for us to hear our teacher's explanation. One thing I really miss was that during those good old days, at Nanyang we used to have some events like mooncake festivals, Christmas, and Mother's Day to say the least. We used to practice our performance that we want to perform during the event. And if we perform, sometimes they will give us additional points. And this is why I kind of like Nanyang because it is not just about studying. They clearly made the school fun while teaching us good values. Apart from dancing and drawing, I actually love to sing too. I have been taking a singing class since year 5 in Purwacaraka. They taught me the proper way to sing, and I feel that I have improved a lot before the course of the time. I am also such a music addict. I love listening to classical music like Mozart, especially when I am studying, because it's helped me concentrate better. So I think that is all for today. I truly appreciate you for hanging on me with all the way to the end. I will hand it back to the master of ceremony.
All right. Thank you, Lenny, for your speech. That is a very nice speech, and we can get to know Lenny a little bit, and we know that it is for her how fun it is to study at Nanyang Zuhui School. Now, let's hear from our judges today. Please welcome teacher Ricky.
Okay. Oh my God, Lonnie, I were almost at loss of word because you made me feel a huge range of emotion, and I think as a speaker you have successfully done. Because I've always believed that as a speaker you gotta be able to make the listener experience various different emotion, and you did just that. When at the beginning when you're talking about music, yeah, how much you love music, how much that challenges you, we are happy, we because I think at some point we are also, we relate to how much hard music could be and how much we love music. And when you're talking about your family, I could feel the pain. there's a pain in the voice, there's a sad stories that you've put there, and when you are talking about why you did not move, why you decide to move, we got interested into it. So overall, it was a very, I would say, the speech is so full of variety. It's so full of life, and it just shows who you are as a person. So congratulations. I felt like this speech is a very personal and vulnerable one, and definitely something that people would remember. Thank you very much for telling me your life story. And I think it might not. It sometimes I felt like as a speaker, the hardest part was to be vulnerable, and you did just that. Yes, to be vulnerable. Now, I also like the way you deliver it. The delivery was very smooth. You have your own style in it, and that's another great thing. Now, if I could just put on a little bit of input, was to just put a bit of variety in your expression. I think sometimes your expression would be pretty much the same throughout. So I felt like you could smile whenever it was you're talking about something happy, put on a serious face, and different, basically in accordance towards the expression of the speech that you're delivering. But Lani, please don't stop speaking. That speech of yours would, I would definitely remember for the days to come. But yeah, great job, Lani, and looking forward for your upcoming speeches. Back to you, MC.
All right. Thank you, Teacher Ricky, for Lani, for your speech. Now let's have 1 minute of silence for our judges to finalize their evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Speaking Warrior Training Real Stage. Dear all trainees, remember, no matter how good our speech is, how good the skills we have, but if we don't have manners, we cannot give an impact to your life. SML1 always says that to be a good person, you need to make sure that you have a great skill and good manners, so it can give impacts to our life. And also remember what the school has taught us. Thank you to Nanya Zuhui School for providing a platform for the students to boost their confidence. And also thank you to all the teachers, family, and everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Let us make this world beautiful from our small actions. See you in the next session at 2:30 p.m. SML1, making you better you. See you.